I don't think I'm that high strung.
I wasn't paying attention.
You know what I mean? Oh, okay. All right, Myles. That was the voice of Myles McNamara, the president and owner of Comfort Keepers in-home care, not only here in Santa Clarita Valley, also in Encino. So if you have relatives or loved ones in the San Fernando Valley, he's got you covered. He's also the host of Aging with Power, which is the first Tuesday of every month. So
right.
Next week, we gearing up for a show, Myles?
We are.
Awesome.
Got lined up.
Excellent. Guests lined up and everything, topics to cover?
Couple pending, nothing confirmed.
Okay.
But yeah, we're on rock.
Okay, awesome. Looking forward to it. All right, so Myles, let's jump right into it. For anyone that is living on another planet, or has been for the past, 10 years or however long we've been doing these interviews, let's go through Comfort Keepers in-home care. What do you guys do over there?
Well, and I wouldn't hold anybody too accountable because a lot of times we don't know what we don't know. I mean, if you don't need it, you don't know it's there. And then if you do need it, you don't know it's there. So there's a lot of different nuances there. But what we do is we help seniors stay in their own home. And a lot of times we have our adult kids that are struggling as the sandwich generation, taking care of their own kids and then running over and taking care of mom and dad, making sure they've eaten or taken their meds on time. Because seniors want to stay in their own home. So we've been doing this for over 17 years right here in the valley of Santa Clarita. We opened our Encino office about 5-6 years ago. But just giving the opportunity for seniors to stay in their own home, that's where they want to be. And sometimes they need a helping hand. A lot of our clients are maybe cognitively challenged or maybe dementia, Alzheimer's. So they just need a little helping hand to stay safely in their own home.
All non-medical services, though.
Correct. We're not nurses. Anything that doesn't take a medical license, do just like we as adult kids, like I said, going over and taking care of mom or dad, checking in on them, making sure that the refrigerator's full, making sure that they've taken their meds or their med tray is full. Whatever the case is, a lot of times we help them in and out of the shower with personal hygiene, do errands, take them to the doctors, whatever they need.
So that's, you touch on something that I want to bring up, because some of the assisted living facilities, I'm not going to name any by name, but they kind of distinguish themselves out here by being a memory care facility, meaning that they have 24-hour, round-the-clock, round-the-calendar services to help with anybody dealing with Alzheimer's, dementia, any kind of cognitive impairments. Right. You guys do handle that as well. You guys take care of it.
And most all assisted living facilities have what they call a memory care unit. And again, those options are there for folks who don't necessarily want to stay in their own home any longer. We give the option to stay in your own home. Right. And so we can have that one-on-one care, because even in facilities, it's not a one-to-one ratio. Mm-hmm. We're a one-to-one ratio, so we can be there for a minimum of 4 hours or up to 24/7. So it just depends on what the clients need. And the thing I want to really stress to our listeners is that I get a lot that, we don't need you yet. Well, reevaluate that, because I always try to encourage people to be proactive and not reactive.
Right.
Because we can always be reactive when mom breaks a hip, when they fall in the shower, when they get dehydrated, when they don't take their meds on time. We can react to that when you're bringing them home from the doctors and now they need home care to recover.
Right.
We always recommend be proactive. Take a look at what mom and dad's daily activities are. And don't undersell companionship. If you have a parent that has lost a spouse and they're living alone, depression, isolation, that really sets in. What we do is we come in and try to get them re-engaged in society, re-engaged in the activities they did before maybe they lost a spouse. But even more important, if they're getting in and out of that shower on their own and they slip and get a head trauma or break a hip, then there's not going to be any issues. They're going to need a lot of home care when they get discharged from that incident.
Right. You're saying this. I'm thinking of that tight end, Rob Gronkowski for the Patriots. He had a couple years left in him, but you know what? Better to retire too soon than be 2 years too late. Am I right? And the same thing goes with in-home care. At least taking a look at it.
Fans would probably disagree with you, but yes, good analogy there.
Okay.
Aaron. But and the thing is that a lot of the seniors, they want the companionship. They want to get out and about. Maybe some of them have lost their ability to drive. So I just say stay ahead of the curve. Don't wait till it's mandatory. Be proactive. Have a little bit that goes a long way rather than need it 24/7 because of an incident.
We're talking with Myles McNamara, the president and owner of Comfort Keepers in-home care, not only here in the Santa Clarita Valley, but the San Fernando Valley as well. Myles, I'm a big numbers guy, and part of the reason I love the Comfort Keepers website, a lot of numbers, a lot of statistics. I'm going to read one to you right now. As the baby boomer generation continues to age, the number of seniors requiring support and care is expected to double over the next 2 decades, doubling over 20 years. So tens of thousands of families are dealing with this. And I have to assume creating the conversation is the biggest initial hurdle involved in the whole situation. So I suppose it's not as daunting of a conversation if you want to introduce the idea of in-home care as opposed to assisted living facilities. Right. But for anybody wanting to start that conversation with an aging relative, what are some tips that you have to give them?
Well, and that's an important first step is, again, being out in front of that curve. Have that talk before it becomes an issue. Ask your parents or your grandparents or whoever what that journey looks like for them. They may choose to go to an assisted living, but let that be their call. And you know, the fact that it's going to double in the next couple decades, I think that's way conservative. I mean, the silver tsunami is among us.
Did you just coin that?
No, unfortunately, I'd like to have.
Oh.
But so the thing is you need to have a plan for your parents and yourselves as well. And if that journey includes assisted living or what have you, but if you want it to be in your home, have that conversation. Start talking to your parents about it. We don't use the term caregiver because we're non-medical. We look at ourselves as like a personal concierge or a valet service that we come in and we assist our seniors with what they need help with.
Right.
We're not a caregiver. We're not going to come in and nurse them, but we can make sure they stay healthy if they have dementia or if we can make sure they're eating well or taking their meds on time so we can prevent the need for medical care.
Right.
But don't tell your parents that they need a caregiver. Tell them they need a personal valet.
Yeah, right.
Get a little more traction.
Yeah, it's like having a butler, kind of.
Exactly.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Comfort Keepers in-home care serving the Santa Clarita Valley for the past 17 years. Learn how the Comfort Keepers family can help your family today by giving them a call. Myles has a Santa Clarita office, 661-287-4200. That's 661-287-4200. Or if you're in the San Fernando Valley, 818-360-1995. That's 818-360-1995. ComfortKeepers.com.
Right.
Easy to use website, a lot of statistics. You can meet Myles, meet the whole Comfort Keepers family, and it's a free in-home consultation to begin with, right?
That's right. No charge, no obligation. Just have a sit down with one of our care managers and talk about the options.
And how many care managers, how many Comfort Keepers are there in the Santa Clarita Valley team?
How many Comfort Keepers do I have?
Yeah.
Gee, hundreds.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's that prevalent, huh?
Yeah. Well, we've been around it, like I said, 18 plus years. We've been fortunate enough to help out a lot of clients. Mm-hmm. You know, I think last count we did crescendo past 300 caregivers. I can't remember exactly.
Wow.
But yeah, so and that's the benefit of having, you know, it's a whole different show about hiring privately and the dangers of not hiring an agency.
Hey, maybe aging with power. Maybe that's
possibly,
a topic.
But if someone calls in sick, we have another Comfort Keeper that can step right in, and mom or dad won't go without care. Whereas if you don't have the backing of an agency, you know, and you have that one-on-one private caregiver and they don't show up or they call in sick, then mom goes without care that day.
Myles McNamara, ComfortKeepers.com. Also tune in next Tuesday at 10 a.m., right, Myles?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Aging with Power, from the womb to the tomb, keeping you strong and healthy. Thanks for coming in, Myles. Always a pleasure. All right, 4:48, time for a quick break. Stay tuned. We have traffic coming up in 30 seconds.
98.